Hey guys, before again, you probably noticed that my vlogs have not been like every day. Due to some personal stuff, I hadn't really been feeling up to recording. And also the schedule of trying to do this every day was getting a little hard to do because my job, or my hours are very random, and I never really have a set time to do it. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to go to once a week. I haven't came up with a day yet when I'm going to do it. I might try to do middle of the week when I update, either Wednesday or Thursday. So I will try to do the best I can. Um, but yeah, I hadn't really been feeling like going on camera. Just some stuff in my personal life that I just haven't really felt like I hadn't really been feeling up to getting on camera and talking about a TV show. So I appreciate anyone's patience for waiting for me to come back. And I'm sorry that I'm going to be going to weekly, but it's just going to be easier that way for me from now on. So with that out of the way, let's just go right into GARO, Chapter the Black Wolf, Episode 10. In this episode, Kaoru keeps having dreams about the picture book and how that ties her to Koga. And basically she keeps wanting to ask Koga about what exactly is going on, and eventually, like, Koga figures out, thanks to Zaruba, that clearly her father was saved by his father, Taiga, the previous Garo, and that's why the book was created. We also find out that Kaoru's father did try to get the book published, but due to the fact that the last page was blank, it never did. And while all this is going on, a horror is out using bizarre magic to make people reveal their true natures and kill each other, and then he devours their bodies. And all this is culminating in the fact that Rei now has to do Koga's job in the East District, as well as his job in the West District, as punishment for interfering in Koga's district. So, starting right there, we now see that Rei's finally getting punished for all the stuff he did. Despite the fact that Koga was also in the wrong since he drew blades first, but really he wouldn't have done so if Rei wouldn't have kept messing with him in his district. He came into his district without asking. He attacked Koga with a Haja dagger. He agitated Koga into doing it. So really, like they try to kind of paint it that it's also Koga's fault and that Rei should not be as punished. But I really this is one of the few times where I think Rei is in the wrong. Although I do think the punishment's kind of stupid, and that the Western Watchdog and the Cerberus trio come up with, because, like, couldn't at least Koga do, like, his morning stuff, and then Rei just has to hunt? But whatever. There's a lot of good stuff between Koga and Kaoru in this episode, particularly in the fact that it seems like Koga is becoming more and more attached to her. I especially like how he was just in her room, like she had a nightmare, and then she wakes up and he's just standing there, like, as if he was like trying to calm her down, but he didn't know what to do for her having a nightmare. But it was kind of a neat thing to finally show that Koga now realizes that him and Kaoru have had ties since childhood with each other, thanks to their fathers knowing each other. Which is kind of ironic, but I think it works for the narrative, especially because clearly Kaoru has lived all her life in the East District, so it kind of makes sense that there would be a little bit of intermingling. And yeah, it's not a bad episode. But I should warn everyone, the horror in this, if you're scared of clowns, he is a really scary clown. I'm not gonna lie, he moves really awkwardly and creepily. Like, and his method of eating, which is to make people kill each other and then, like, collect their corpses and mold them into balls that he just unhinges his jaw like an anaconda and, like, cartoonishly gulps them down. It's really unsettling. I had forgotten how creepy this guy was. And he gets away, like, he's probably also one of the more dangerous ones just because his preferred method of eating is mass killing and then devouring the bodies. It's pretty intense, and I don't think we've yet to have a horror that is as nearly as dangerous as this one so far, because most of the horrors we get usually maybe have like one meal a night, and it's usually like one or two humans at a time. But this horror is really, really gross and unsettling. His power is basically like it makes people reveal their true intentions, but it seems to like really up their like darker impulses to the point where they become savage monsters and beat the crap out of each other. Um, but I don't know. He also tries to do this thing where you'll see a lot later with horrors where they're like, humans are no better than us horrors. Why do you protect them? You should let us eat them because they're not good. You know, we should eat, at least let us eat the bad people. And I think the idea being that Makainites are like, you'll never stop at just the bad ones. You won't stop until every human has been devoured, and that will upset the balance of nature. And not only that, but people are worth protecting. I know we can't save everybody, but you guys can't just get what you want because you're horrors. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. A little bit of a belch. Which I think really does make a lot of sense. There's a horror later on in one of the later movies that also says this, and I've seen people that criticize the film because they're like, well, they should coexist. And I'm like, and I think people forget horrors aren't creatures that we can coexist with. They're literally beings of demonic power born from humans' ill intent. They are not good things. They are bad things, and they must be sealed and not get through. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat horror. I like when he fights Ray at the halfway point because he acts really weird, almost like a puppet on strings, and I think that kind of works for a clown. He also has these really neat puppets. I really kind of wish those puppets were like real and I could buy them because he only talks with the puppets until he goes into his true horror form, which is this giant monster clown that looks right out of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is a great film and I highly recommend. It is a masterpiece of all time, and that's not anything bad before anyone says anything. That's just marker that got on my hand from work. But it's kind of cool. He has a really neat fighting skill or fighting technique, and I really like it. His transformation into his giant clown form is also really unsettling because like his head vibrates and contorts until it becomes the head, and then like it keeps getting bigger until the human body topples over, and then you hear it like distort, and like from the shadows you see it morph, and it's unsettling. It's also really funny because Kaoru's job in this episode is she works at an amusement park, and she's dressed in a frilly pink princess dress, so literally Koga can rescue his princess, which I thought was pretty cute. And I think is where the writers start shipping him and Kaoru together, which will come back. It will come back, but it's gotta take like 4 seasons. It's gotta take like 4 seasons, so have patience. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good episode. I think the horror is an exceptionally creepy one. There's a lot of interesting stuff done with Kaoru and Koga's relationship in this. Ray's Ray. Kaoru, has like a lot of interesting stuff on her plate, and I think this is also where we finally start getting her subplot of trying to find the picture books is much more prevalent in her story because it's became a part of her and her need to find it so that she can understand her father a little bit more. And yeah, that's really it. I'm sorry it's still kind of short despite the fact that it's been like 3 or 4 days since I last posted. But again, I thank you guys for being so patient, and I hope you don't mind going from week to week now instead of daily. But I just think it'll be easier from now on for me to try and get 1 video a week put up. I don't think it's as bad as say like I'm going to only do 1 video a month. But yeah. So anyway, guys, look forward to the episode 11 review when I get to it, and I will catch you guys later. Take care.